Good morning, students. With hope of your well-being, let us start our third unit of English. 3.1 The Plate of Gold by James Henry Lee Hunt. The plate of gold. One day there fell in great Banaras temple court a wondrous plate of gold, whereon these words were writ, To him who loveth best, a gift from heaven. Means, one day a miraculous plate of gold was once fell in a Banaras temple. It was written on the plate that it was a gift from heaven to him who loved the most. The priest made proclamation. At the midday hour each day let those assemble who for virtue deem that right to heaven's gift the best, and we will hear the deeds of mercy done and so adjudged. People from all lifelike, they all came and assembled to claim the plate, as the priest had proclaimed that it would be bestowed in one who would prove to be the most merciful and virtuous of the Lord. Then the news ran swift as light, and soon from every quarter came nobles and munshis, hermits, scholars, holy men, and all renowned for gracious or for splendid deeds. Meanwhile, the priest in solemn council sat and heard what each had done to merit best the gift of heaven. So, for a year, the claimants came and went. The news spread like light. Many people started to come in those and told their deeds to the temple priests. And priest also heard it. People donated their most of the wealth to the poor so that they can get the reward sent from heaven, that is the golden plate. The plate was awarded to the one they thought and the most deserving, but each time it turned to lead. Later, the reward of God again turned to gold. So far, another 12 months sat he priest and judged. Thrice they rewarded, thrice did heaven refuse the gift. Meanwhile, a host of poor man beggar in the street lay all about the temple gate, in hope of to move that love whereby each claimant hoped to win the gift. And well for them it was, if gold be charity. For very pilgrim to the temple gate praised God, that love might thus approve itself before the test. And so coins rained freely in the outstretched hand, but none of those who gave so much as turned to look into the poor sad eyes of them that beggar. This situation, that means here poet want to say that this situation gave a ray of hope to the poor and disabled beggars. They lay all about the streets and near the gates of the temple, expecting a bountiful of donations from the claimants. Their expectations were realized when the claimants who hoped and wished to win the gift donated by them generously. And now the second year had almost passed, but still the plate of gold by whomsoever touched was turned to lead. At length there came a simple peasant, not aware of that strange contest for the gift of God, to pay a vow within the temple. As he passed along the line of shriveled beggars, all his soul was moved within him to sweet pity, and the tears welled up and trembled in his eyes. Now by the temple gate there lay a poor, sore creature, blind and shunned by all. But when the peasant came and saw the sightless face and trembling maimed hand, he could not pass, but knelt and looked both palms in his and said softly, O thou my brother, bear the troubles bravely. God is good. Then he arose and walked straightway across the court and entered where they wrangled of their deeds of love before the priest. A while he listened sadly, then had turned away, but something moved the priest who held the plate of gold to beckon to the peasant. So he came, not understanding, and obeyed and stretched his hand and took the sacred vessel. Lo, it shone with thrice its former lustre, and amazed them all. Son, cried the priest, rejoice, the gift of God is thine, thou lovest best. And all made answers, It is well, and one by one departed, but the peasant kneeled and prayed, bowing his head above the golden plate, while over his soul, like morning streamed the love of gold. Poet says, for 2 years, whenever the plate was rewarded, it turned to lead. The moment the person touched it, at last, one day, there arrived a simple peasant, means farmer, who was not even aware of the contest for the gift of God, that is about the plate of gold. He visited the temple to fulfill a promise. When he saw the pitiful state of the poor beggar, his heart was filled with pain and his eyes with tears. At the gate of the temple, there a blind beggar and went near to him and comforted him by praising God, who would take care of him. The priest who held the plate of gold saw this farmer comforting beggar was moved. He handed over the gold plate to the peasant. The peasant was surprised. He knelt and prayed to God with his head bowed over the plate, while God poured his love and affection on him by making the plate more shine. A miraculous thing happened. The plate shone with thrice its luster and remained of gold. The gift of gold was bestowed upon the peasants. Hope you all understand. Thank you.